What is up? How are we doing? Happy Friday. Good afternoon, everyone. If you were on the live stream this morning, I said I was going to do this video live stream this afternoon. Um, I titled it Edgeful Screener Build Out. So that's what I'm going to focus this on. And I'm going to hit some other key points that kind of go into why I'm building it out this way. But wanted to start from scratch. This is a very powerful tool that they just launched not too long ago. So I wanted to throw this out there for everyone. And let me get my screen share going here. Let's go ahead and make that a little bit bigger. Hopefully everyone can see that just fine. All right. So I am on edgeful.com here. You see the what's in play that I've showed you guys several times. This right here is screener. So you click on screener and it's going to pull up this screen right here. And I'm going to start from the get-go. So I'm on futures first. And that's what I want to start with is futures first. Now you can see it's got every future ticker here. So if I look on the left side, I've got all of these here. I don't really personally care about all of them. I want to make this a little bit more of a better visual for me to use as a tool throughout my trading day that I can go check in on each day. So I'm going to unselect all these. I want NQ and ES first. Those are the two that I watch the most. And I'm also going to put small caps and the Dow on here. So I'm going to have these four on here. And then I'm always going to look at New York session. That's the main way I trade. The main thing I care about trading intraday futures is the New York session. So that's what I'm going to leave this option the same. Choose screener one. I like gap fill. That's what you see up here. Screener two, previous day's range. These are the reports that I pay very close attention to. IB as three, and the fourth one down here, I like the opening candle. So you can see there's a lot of different report options that you can choose from here. I like this opening candle continuation. So I have gap fill, previous day's range, standard IB, initial balance, and opening candle continuation. And we'll go over why I like those here in just a second. If you followed any of my content or videos before, you know why I like those reports. So you can see just from the look here, I've built this one out as NQ, ES, R2I, YM. So I can look at this and immediately see in the morning, I can see, okay, gap fill, these two were opposing. Actually, all two and two of these were opposing, but we did have all the gap fills this morning. You can watch this in real-time update. Then I'm going to go down previous day's range. So why do I not want to be super bullish today? Because I can go to the screener very quickly at any point during the day, and I can see, did we touch the high or low of the previous day's range? Look at that popping up right on the middle of the screen, just hovering over it. No, we did not touch previous day's high. We did touch previous day's low. That gives me a bearish bias based on data, right? And I can go to the reports and pull why, but that's not really the focus on this video. You can see that in a lot of my other content that I've put out there. So the point of this is to show you the tool itself and how I'm building it out. Okay, so I have a bearish bias on previous day's range. So I want to keep that in mind throughout the entire day today. But if I continue down, IB, I have bullish on NQ. I actually have bearish on ES because it was a double break now. Earlier, this was bullish, but we did have a double break on that. And because the second break was to the downside, that created the bearish piece right here. If I just hover over it, it actually tells you the explainer. So like if you're ever confused on one of the reports, you just hover over it, you've got an explainer right there in the middle of your screen. And then opening candle continuation, that first opening hour of the market was bullish, right? So right here we see all bullish. The first 60 minutes, first hour of the market, we had a green candle, which gives us strong stats for a green close. So I already know just from looking at this today with this current example, this bearish against this bullish is a recipe for a chop day. Now let's go over the chart and look and see what the day looks like. Hold on, let me hide all here. What does this day look like? Here's our open. We are exactly where we opened. We are up 2 points on the day, 5 points on the day. Go figure that we have a chop day when the data is telling me it's going to be a chop day. But anyways, let's focus on the screener a little bit more here. So here's the ones I like. Once again, right? Gap fill, previous day's range, IB, and opening candle continuation. So I can look at this at any point, any day, and I can see these I can look for discrepancies. I can look for things lining up. If all of these are lining up the same direction, that makes me think a certain way, right? It makes me want to lean a certain way with my trading and my analysis for that day. All right, so this is just the part for the futures. I'm going to go to the stocks next because there's something that I want to emphasize here, and I want to show you how you can build this out very, very nicely for your trading. All right, so up here at the very top, choose asset. I'm going to go to stocks. Okay, and right now I have no stocks selected. Now I'm going to build out the top 10 of QQQ, and let me tell you why. QQQ, I chart and trade NASDAQ futures, NQ futures, as that's my bread and butter is trading NQ. I chart and watch QQQ because it's, to me, that's just as important as the actual underlying. It's just as important. So I watch QQQ chart. I watch NDX some as well, but mostly QQQ. And I want to watch the top stocks that are in QQQ. Now, a lot of people talk about the Mag 7, the Mag 7, the Mag 7, the Mag 7. Yes, Mag 7 are very important. However, personally, I like to look at the top 10. What are the top 10 heaviest weighted stocks in QQQ? Maybe you didn't know this. This is what I'm going to show you. So the Mag 7, you're going to see all the Mag 7 on here. You're going to see Apple, Nvidia, Microsoft, Amazon, Meta, Tesla, and Google, both versions of Google right here. And the reason I wanted to point this out is because how many of you knew that Broadcom, Avgo, is essentially the fifth? Now, if you add up these two Google ones together, it's actually going to be number 6, I guess, right? But Broadcom is actually higher than Meta and Tesla weighted into QQQ. How many of you guys knew that? Applause for dramatic effect. Not many people actually know that. Hopefully, I've tried to put this out there a few times, so hopefully some of you guys knew that. But I'm looking at this, I'm saying, okay, Broadcom is probably something I should have on my watch list, right? And I do have this on my trading view and on other chart setups that I have. My main watch list I have, and actually, let me flip over here and you'll see right here, QQQ top 10. QQQ top 10. I have that I watch, and I flip through those charts, and I'm looking at those charts because not only do I want to know how QQQ and NQ are moving, I want to know what the components, the heaviest weighted components are doing. If QQQ looks one direction, but I've got, Nvidia and Microsoft looking terrible, acting very, very poor and kind of tugging against it, I need to keep that in mind as I'm trading, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build this out, right? So let me come over here, get that off my screen, and I'm on stocks, of course, here on the screener tool right here. This Edgeful.com screener tool. It's included for everyone. And I'm going to start putting in these tickers. So I'm going to put in Apple, APL. Boom. There it is. It's popping up already. I'm going to put in Nvidia. Boom. Got Nvidia on here. Microsoft. Amazon. This will just take a second. I'm going to put Broadcom, Meta, Costco. How many of you guys knew that Costco was in the top 10? NF, LX, Netflix, and Google. All right, there's my 10 tickers. And I can toggle these off at any point. I can also, another thing that I like, so I built this out for a certain reason. Let me show you this first, and then I'll show you one further step that I do that I use this tool for. So Apple, Nvidia, Microsoft, Amazon, Broadcom, Meta, Costco, Tesla, Netflix. Now I'm gonna look at this and see, okay, pretty much all of them filled the gap, but I've got a mixed bag over here. Goes with the theme, right? But maybe you guys are catching on to this already. How many touched previous day's high and low? 9 out of 10. I can already see touched previous day's low, and there are 9 out of 10 bearish. What do I need to look for a full recovery? Do I need to look for a big green day? No, I don't. I really don't. Then I can look at IB if I want to. First, several bullish right there. So maybe I don't want to look for that much shorts either, because I've got opposing data, two things fighting against each other. Opening candle continuation. We have 2 bearish, the rest are all bullish. So when I look at this, I'm thinking, okay, I need to lean a little bit more to the bullish side. I don't really want to play shorts a whole lot. But if the market does roll over, let's say I was trading some options, and I know a lot of you guys do trade options. If one of these names is something you're trading, you can easily find outliers here and say, okay, Microsoft looks bad because while everything else was bullish, Microsoft was bearish. Maybe I need to, if the market is rolling over, maybe I need to be short Microsoft or Costco based on this part of the report right here on the opening candle. I look up here and I also see IB was bearish for Costco as well. Now, the other side of that would be if I'm trying to long stocks, if most of this is lining up bullish, let's say the majority of this was lining up bullish, but I do come down here and maybe I am wanting to be long Costco today, but I see Costco is not lining up with the rest of the market. Maybe today isn't the day to long Costco. That I think that's another key point of this. So what I've done here is I've taken the major components, those top 10 components of QQQ, and I've put them into a screener that I can flip over here. And now if I leave this page and come back, if I leave Edgeful altogether and come back and go back to my screener, it's going to save those changes in right here. So you see the changes right there. All right. Now, one further step that I do personally like to do. I also like to have just at the bottom, QQQ and SPY. I want to have those two there. So I'm going to end up with 12 tickers total, and you can see it fits perfectly here on my screen. And I can just scroll through this. I can say, okay, gap fill, don't really care this morning. Pretty much they all filled except for Costco. Previous day's range, everything is bearish, even the indices down here. So I can look at my top 10, and then I can look at both of the two major indices that we pay attention to, QQQ and SPY, and I can also see bearish. I come down here to the IB, same thing. I see a lot of bullishness, but here, look, I see a divergence. Once again, I see QQQ is bullish, SPY is bearish. We got a tug of war happening. Tug of war, chop, recipe for chop. Recipe for chop. When two indices are pulling against each other with opposing biases, that's a recipe for chop. And then opening candle continuation, obviously mostly bullish today. So I can go while I'm trading throughout the day. This morning, got some trades on this morning. I was long, got to my targets. And once we came back down, not really looking to buy the dips because I know I have conflicting. So I got one trade out of the way, and then I've been sitting on my hands pretty much the rest of the day. Were you pushing the floor? Were you pushing the gas on shorts when we broke down here? Were you trying to short a back test up here? That's a low quality play. Look at QQQ. Here's the break-even line right here on this gap fill indicator. So the indicator that goes with the report. Here's the gap fill indicator right here. Look how choppy this day is. We are currently up 0.25% from right here. We just went red, green in the last 2 hours. So we went green to red to green to red to green, all in the last couple hours. Chop, there's a lot of chop that you can get completely caught up in for no reason. But once again, we have this nice screener over here from Edgeful that's built out perfectly, and I'm showing you my build out. The way I use this and read it. So today, once again, I can look at all this very quickly and see the gap was so small today. It filled pretty quickly on most of these. You see a lot of very small gaps. Some of them were a little bit bigger, but nothing too crazy other than NVIDIA. However, when I look through here and I see this right here, bearish across the board, and then I go down here and I see a lot of bullish, I have opposing data factors that I don't need to be a part of. Now, if all of these lined up, I definitely want to look to trade that way. If all of this lined up bullish, I definitely want to look to buy dips throughout the day, right? Whether I'm taking an options play on any of these names or just how I normally trade, NQ, long or short. I want to know not only are the futures, what do they look like, the data just on NQ or just on QQQ, I also want to be aware of two more things. I want to be aware of what the components of NQ, of NASDAQ, the biggest components that are going to move that indice more than anything. I want to know what they are doing. And then I also want to know what SPY is doing, because if SPY is doing something different than tech, I want to know that because I don't want to fight two indices that are going against each other. I don't want to be caught in the middle of a tug of war, seeing who's going to win. That is not a high probability setup. And at the end of the day, that's what we're looking for, high probability setups. So just to take a look at this one more time, once again, screener right here, I can go to futures and you see the 4 futures tickers that I had earlier, same reports, New York session, because this is future. And I can look at this and let's take a look at today. Mixed on the gap fill. Bearish because we broke the previous day's low. That's a high chance of closing red. And then we have mixed here because we had YM and ES both do a double break of the IB, but we have bullish on RTY and we have bullish on NQ. So I have, once again, bullish on NASDAQ, bearish on ES. I also have bearish on the Dow down here. And then if I look at the opening candle, I have bullish. So I have all bullish, I have half and half, and I have all bearish. Does it get any more even than that? And once again, half and half up here. Does it get any more confusing than that? And confusing in the term of, hey, I mean, my brain isn't confused, the market's confused, right? The data is fighting against itself. So that's not action that is going to be conducive to trading, I guess would be the term I would use here. The action based on this data report is telling me, since this morning, it's telling me from that first hour. So I can look at this at 10:30 Eastern, which was what, 4 hours ago. I can look at this and already see, hey, this is probably going to be a chop day. So let's go back and look at this at 10:30 in the morning, right here. Let me do this. You look at this opening spot right here. You look at this and you think we're going to the moon, right? Absolutely, we're going to rip. We moved down. We basically held previous day's low here at the open. Our opening first several candles move up. Look at this rip up. Hey, I want to dip buy. I want to dip buy. I want to dip buy. How do I go bar by bar? Hold on. Okay, there it is. Dip buy. Let me buy the dip. Look, it popped back up. I didn't trim yet because I bought the dip, and we're gonna go make new highs. Wait a second. Oh, now I'm stopped out. Oh, let's get back long because look, maybe I just got in too early. Maybe I get in too early here. Maybe this was the dip buy. I got in again. Boom, I just got stopped out again. Boom. Okay, now we're breaking and felling this. Oh, let's get short here. Oh crap, I'm stopped out again. Oh, and then it goes in my direction. Now I'm gonna chase it. Like that's literally what happens on chop days, right? That is what happens to a lot of newer traders on chop days. It's absolutely brutal. Now, once again, I can go back to this bar right here. I can go back to this point of the market, and 15 minutes later, so this is the 10:15 candle. This is closing at 10:30. We're closing up here. So this is the first hour. This is my IB high. This is also going to be that opening candle continuation. Both are bullish looking, right? And we ended up breaking that IB within the next few minutes. Bullish, right? But I know here at the open, previous day low was already broken. We already took out previous day low. So I know I have two conflicting factors from 10:30 in the morning that we could very, very well have a chop day. I said this morning on stream. This is why I said that, because look at this. Look at the screener. Once again, previous day's range, bearish. I know this first thing in the morning today because we broke it very, very early in the morning, right at the open. We broke previous day's low. Okay. Now opening candle, bullish. So I have two opposing factors there. The IB broke to the upside, bullish. This happened later in the day. This was bullish earlier until later in the day it changed. But I had bullish versus bearish versus bullish. That's chop recipe. And just once again, let me just play this out for you. So at this point of the day, my analysis using Edgeful was that we were going to have a chop day. Let me just hit play on this one more time. Oh, buy the dip. All right, we're back to highs. We're back over IB. Oh, we dipped again. Okay, well, here we're at 30-minute orb high. Buy this dip, maybe. Oh, we almost broke out. Boom. Oh, I'm toasted. Now we're right on the day. All right, let's back test previous day's low and get short. Uh-oh. Choppy, unpredictable price action. News obviously going around all day, but I don't care, right? I mean, I keep up with the news and stuff, but I really don't care about all that because I have 3 things telling me bullish and I have 2 things telling me bearish. That's about where we should be. Slightly green on the day, right? That's about where we should be. If 3 things are telling me one up and 2 things are telling me down, it kind of makes sense, right? It all makes sense. So once again, on this tool right here, look, and if I can go back and show you guys the stock, especially those of you that trade options. If you trade Mag 7, if you trade QQQ, if you follow tech much, switch over to the top 10 of QQQ. Let me put that up again for you guys. Let me put it up here. Once again, this is the top 10. Most people know the Mag 7, right? I think a lot of people miss this right here, Costco. They miss Netflix. They miss Broadcom being, you know, by itself number 5. When you add up Google, what's Google 2.4 and 2.5? So when you add up Google, Google goes up here into like the 4th or 5th slot. Broadcom drops down to number 6. But either way, Broadcom is ahead of 2 Mag 7 stocks. If you're not keeping that on your watch list and not paying attention to it, but you're trading QQQ, I think you're doing yourself a disservice, in my opinion. So that's something to definitely keep in mind. These top 10, look at the top 10 of QQQ, build you a watch list within your trading view. And then also over on Edgeful in the screener tool, build out these 10 tickers, plus I added QQQ and SPY. And then look how easy I can look at this. So I can look at this in the morning. And I mean, first thing in the morning, I'm going to see 2 things going against each other, which they both filled very quickly because of the very small gaps on both. So really, I didn't care. Previous day's range, it's all bearish. All bearish. Like, look how many bear. I mean, imagine having this on your screen while you're trading and this like reminding you, hey, don't swing for the fences. Even if you take a long, expect it to come back down closer to break even at some point. Right down here, the IB, mostly bullish. That's completely opposite of what we just saw. Down here, again, opening candle, mostly bullish. And then, like I was mentioning earlier, a few nuanced things that you can do if you're looking to trade Microsoft or Costco to the long side today, knowing that this is probably bearish, and then the rest of the analysis I just did pretty quickly, right? This has been a quick, short video. Excuse me, quick, short video. I can do that quickly. Boom, 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 boom. And I can go check in on this throughout the day. I'm trading. I'm over here. I'm looking at SPY. What are we doing? SPY. Okay, we got up here. Fell back down. Came back down, we went red, went back green, we went red. But as we're going in the morning, I already know we broke previous day's low. Here, let me turn off some of these other indicators just to show you. All right, first thing in the morning, I know we broke previous day's low. I know that's going to give me bearish sentiment, bearish bias, okay? And then I can look at the opening candle, which is going to be to here. So from where we opened to where, opening candle, that's bullish. So I have 2 things fighting against each other. Do I want to fight against the market? No. When the market's fighting against itself, let it fight it out, walk away. Or plan for chop. If you take a short up here, don't aim for new low day. This is actually an outlier, the fact that we did this. SPY actually does have a higher double break percentage than QQQ, but look at QQQ. You short QQQ, comes down here, especially you break previous day's low. Let me turn this back on. Look at this. So like when you broke and you went red on the day, broke previous day's low and broke the previous day's close, you come back up. If you got short on either of these 2 candles and you were looking for this new low of day and didn't start taking profit, yeah, you could have scalped that. But knowing the rest of the scenario, that the opening candle was very bullish, that the IB has been broken to the upside, let me turn that on, IB has been broken to the upside, the chance that it breaks this was like 16%. So putting all those together, but having the screener just easy. I can just jump over here and I can remind myself like, hey, what were we doing today? I can flip to this at 10:30 in the morning and quickly find a lot of what the rest of the day is probably going to look like for me, right? This, I think, is a massive tool. You guys all have to try it. I haven't seen any questions in the chat or anything, so I am going to leave it at this, but that's how I build out my screener right here on Edgeful. There we go. This is how I build out the screener right here on Edgeful. You can see top 10 of QQQ. I think that's massively important if you trade NQ or QQQ. And then also over on the future side, if I just flip it from stocks to futures, I can easily see if the indices are fighting against each other. So if NQ and ES are fighting against each other, don't want to be a part of that. Recipe for chop. Knowing when not to be in trades, or knowing that, hey, I should look for a 20, 30 point trade here and not a 100-point trade, are massive pieces of being more profitable as a trader. Hope this helped everyone out. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks so much for tuning in. And maybe I'll try to do more of these. Maybe I'll try to do more little short, helpful streams and videos. I like the stream content. I'm more of a live speaker. I don't like doing scripted stuff. I'm much better just off the cuff, just going with it and getting it out there. So maybe I'll do more of these. Y'all let me know if you want more content like this. Just leave me a comment or respond down to this broadcast on X, whatever it is, and let me know if you guys want me to do more content just like this. And yeah, all right, Friday afternoon, I have a Spaces show coming up here in about 10 minutes, so I'm going to get ready for that. Hope this was helpful for everyone. Definitely check it out. Check out edgeful.com. Try it out. You've got to try it out at this point. Surely I've pounded the table on this enough. Surely my consistency shows the track record behind it. But Edgeful, massive piece of my trading, something that I look at every single day, all throughout the day. So definitely check them out. And